here it is. So, I'm starting, as you know, I heard this morning a very young speaker saying technology is fascinating. As an engineer, I agree. I say, yes, indeed, technology is fascinating, but is it always useful? And my 8-minute speech is related to this purpose, is big data and medicine is going to make us live better. So big data right now is at the top of the hype curve. On the other hand, the health system is facing a big crisis worldwide. It has been organized after the World War II, our health system, but now is facing a big challenge because of the aging population, of the prevalence of chronic disease, and of a steady increase in the expenditure. So how can big data help to improve this system, promote prevention, well-being, care, and not only the cure system? When we talk about big data, in fact, we mention actually two types of technology. The first one is related to the connected object. And we are right now having an exponential growth of this connected object. Right now, in your family, it's around 10 objects connected. It will be more than double within 5 years. What Morgan Stanley say is there will be, in 2020, more than 75 million connected objects in the world. More than 50% of them are related to well-being and health. That's what McKinsey said. And the second technological evolution related to big data is, of course, all this huge explosion of healthcare data. You see, for the patient record, a normal patient record might be 1 megabyte, but when you come to one genome, the description of one genome, you reach 100 gigabytes as a record. And because there is this multiplication of connected objects, the collection of data increases very dramatically. And you see that within a few years, it can be doubled, multiplied by 50, and so on. So the data processing, I mean, the capability to process this data is now mature technology. And so the revolution is not in the capability of processing all this data, but is related to the usage you can make of this data. And what we foresee is a revolution in the usage thanks to the data processing. For instance, the DNA sequencing. In 2001, it cost to sequence one DNA sequence, it costed $100 million. Right now, less than $2,000. What we foresee as a revolution due to big data is what we call the 4P medicine, which is a predictive medicine, a personalized medicine, a preventive one, and the one who can let people empowered, the participative medicine. But the reality, compared to this dream of new way of exercising medicine, the reality is not so exciting. I can mention the optimization of patient journey when you process data on patient coming in and out hospital, you have a better view of which group is can be. You can identify. Sorry, you can identify a group of patients and identify which is the best treatment for this group of patients. There is a description in medical research. Some description. You can screen it. You can optimize patient recruitment and clinical trials. And you can optimize the logistic and work organization, for instance, in the urgent sector, for the urgency sector. So you see, beside the dream, there is this reality. So why is that? There is, of course, strong expectation, as I mentioned before, about big data. But there is some very strong challenge. The first challenge is a legal one, the privacy of our data, or personal data. There is then a second very big challenge, which is the ethic. Data, of course, personal data has to be confidential. What type of treatment can be made without that people recognize who is concerned by this type of disease or not. And then they need new type of skills. And what are the limitations of big data prediction? Correlation is not a necessary cause. The first graph, you see the divorce rate in an area in France. It's fully correlated with the consumption of margarine in USA. So of course, there is no relationship between these two types of curve. Anyway, we have to be very careful when we make correlation. And 5 years ago, people talk about focusing on Google traffic to see where the flu was. In fact, it's no more true at present. And diagnostic is only a probabilistic science. So it's not because you have a probability to have this or this type of disease that you really are going to be ill very soon. Human being is complex. Human system might be chaotic. So prediction is very, very complicated. And now I'm getting to my conclusion, which is, will the future be brighter for well-being and health thanks to big data? Well, actually, I don't know. And we have to work on that. That's why I wanted to mention 2 types of initiative that has been taken very recently to accelerate the understanding between the relationship between being healthier and what we can foresee through the treatment of data. First is the 3 Pégases project, which is a project which has been launched here in Toulouse very recently. And a press release has been made yet today on this project, and it's a predictive. The objective is to have a predictive analysis to anticipate recurring problem and the nutrition problem for elderly people. And then I want to mention a second initiative, which is the Healthcare Data Institute that Orange Healthcare launched with lots of partners, among them Sanofi, McKinsey, the CEA, and lots of technical or medical partners. And that's a think tank, just to understand what's going on, what is really worth studying. So maybe the future will be brighter with big data on the health system. I'm sure, but I'm confident. But anyway, we have still to work together a few more years before having this as a certainty. Thank you for attention.